Hi friends, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to Squintillions. Today I'm starting a series on planning your life and dreams and giving top tips on how to achieve your goals. I'm going to be discussing my favorite principles from the book, The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be, by Jack Canfield with Janet Switzer. This book helped me getting through the process of my separation and ultimate divorce and taught me how to live my life on my terms wherever that is possible as the single mom of two boys, and how to set my own goals and plan for my future. It was the first book that I've read that felt like it was an instruction manual for living a successful life. The book is separated into 6 sections: the fundamentals of success, transform yourself for success, building your success team, create successful relationships, and then there's a section on success and money, and one on success in the digital age to help you use technology to improve your life. Jack Canfield is an ultra successful author and editor with many book titles in his Chicken Soup for the Soul series. The Success Principles covers 67 different principles that people can use to make progress in their lives and to help them find success. I've carefully selected the top 10 principles that I found the most helpful in this book for planning my life, and I'm going to be going over the first 4 of those in this video. If this material resonates with you, consider purchasing a copy of the book, and I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Let's get started on those principles. Number 1 is be clear why you are here. Whether or not you believe that you are born with a life purpose, it is worthwhile trying to define what your purpose in life is. What do you feel like you are here to do? And what would give your life greater meaning if you were doing it? Canfield writes about living your life on purpose and explains that this means that you're doing what you love, doing what you're good at, and accomplishing what's important to you. The book provides 2 exercises for finding your life purpose. You might want to pause the video after I explain these to work on the exercises yourself. The first recommends listing times that you felt the most joyful and alive, and recommends thinking of ways that you can make money by doing those things. The second is the Life Principles exercise, which he borrowed from Arnold M. Patent, the author of the book, You Can Have It All. This is a step-by-step process in which you build a purpose through naming personal qualities, how you express those qualities, and you define what an ideal world looks for you. Finally, you combine these into one full sentence that expresses your life purpose. Through completing this process, my life purpose was revealed to be to use my powers of observation, thoughtfulness, knowledge, and tenacity to support and help others to be their creative and authentic selves, and to live in a way that others feel embraced and elevated. Squintillions allows me to be on purpose, helping others live their best lives by advancing their knowledge, and hopefully my viewers and people I interact with online are feeling supported and elevated in life through the content that I produce. The book recommends that you read your life purpose statement every day. Mine is written on an index card that I keep in my bedside table drawer and read every night. You should think about a place that you can keep your life purpose statement where you see it regularly until it is internalized. Principle number 2 is unleash the power of goal setting. I think most people are on board with SMART goals. Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and have a time frame. This principle on goal setting has a section that explains a study of about 300 people that were divided into 5 groups. And those people that were in the group that had the most interaction with their goal were the ones who had the highest success rate of reaching their goals. And that was 76% success rate for those people who thought about, wrote down their goals, shared them with a friend, and had a weekly progress report to a friend. And that was over the success rate of 43% of the people who only thought about their goals. Therefore, the book recommends writing down your goals. And you can use index card, a notebook, a goal binder, tap it into your phone, wherever you can see it and reread them 3 times daily. You can also write goal end dates on your wall calendar or desk calendar, or put them in your phone calendar. You can set up reminders on your phone to check in where you are with your goals. I initially put my goals on index cards and read them at the same time that I would read my life purpose statement. Now there are plenty of goal tracking apps available out there. I don't use one, but if you use one and like it, please note it in the comments below. There are 2 more recommendations in the book on goal setting. One is to set a breakthrough goal. This is a goal that would represent a giant step forward in your life. The progress you gain from reaching this goal would be life-changing and open new opportunities for you. One example in the personal finance area might be to reach financial independence. And so that goal would be written out with a dollar amount and a date by which you want to reach that. The second suggestion is to write down a list of 101 goals that you want to achieve sometime in your lifetime. This is sometimes referred to as a bucket list. Keep your list somewhere safe, and as you reach your goal, cross it off or write victory next to it or make some note about your accomplishment. And of course, remember to review it regularly. I tried to make a list of 101 goals, but I ended somewhere in the 40s because at that point I felt like I was just adding goals for the sake of having more goals. But try this exercise and see what you can come up with. Principle number 3 is chunk it down. This principle is about taking large goals and breaking them down into small tasks. Let's use a financial goal as an example. Say you want to be a millionaire in 10 years' time. I've chosen the money goal to help show you the breakdown process more clearly. So first you would need to figure out what your current assets are. Maybe you don't need to earn a full $1 million in 10 years. You probably already have some money. You have some savings. You have an emergency fund. You might have a few investments. Some of you might have equity in a house. Let's say you need to earn $950,000 in 10 years. When we break that down and divide it by 10 years, that's $95,000 a year. You break that figure down even more. It's $1,827 per week. And per day, you're down to $260. This seems much more feasible. You have something concrete you can aim for and work toward. If you can't save that much money each day, you need to explore some other options. How much money can you save each day? Do you need to do a side hustle or find a part-time job to help you make more income to help you reach your goal? Maybe you can sell some things of value that you own that you don't use anymore or want on Craigslist or a garage sale or on eBay. Maybe you can reduce some of your expenses. Maybe you can reduce some of your monthly bills by negotiating the rates lower or dropping things like cable that you don't really use anymore. Maybe you won't reach $260 each day in savings, but you'll be working closer to your goal, and some days you will. The point is that breaking it down into smaller steps will make it seem more possible and less overwhelming to reach your goal. What's another way to chunk it down when you're not looking at monetary figures? You can start by making a daily to-do list. Brian Tracy recommends listing 5 things you want to do each day and doing the most important one first. When you get to the end of the day, if there's anything you haven't finished, move it on to the next day's task list. Remember to cross off items as you complete them, as doing so is satisfying and gives you a visual representation of what you have accomplished. This leads us to our fourth principle, which is take action. Taking action is one principle that I think everybody understands, but many people struggle with. You have an idea of what you want, but you don't know how to get started. Or you have a plan outlined, but you don't have the money to implement your plan. So you stall. Or you feel you're missing some skills you need to accomplish your goal. So you give up. Don't let these things hold you back. Instead, add them as part of your process. The importance of taking action is emphasized in the success principles. Because when you do, as the book says, you trigger all kinds of things that will inevitably carry you to success. This statement refers to such things as learning by experience, connecting with others who have similar goals, and getting feedback on what you are doing. I've experienced all these things as part of creating the Squintillions YouTube channel, and I'm still in the stage where I'm learning all of the time. After a couple months of creating videos, I realized that I needed to switch my editing software from Movie Maker to something that had more features. I started using Shotcut, and that has its own learning curve. I knew that I could have waited until I was more competent in video recording and editing before I started my YouTube channel, but I decided the best way for me to learn was to just go ahead and get started and learn as the lessons presented themselves. Starting a project before you are 100% ready to is covered under the heading in the book, Ready, Fire, Aim. Yes, I said that correctly. Some people desire to be in a perfect situation before they get started, but sometimes the best thing to do is just get moving and correct yourself along the way after you get feedback from your early attempts. The book also covers the idea that mistakes are learning opportunities. You learn what doesn't work by making the mistake, and then you get back on the path that you need toward what might work. And if you paid attention to the previous principle, you know how to begin taking action by chunking it down and creating your to-do lists. That completes the first 4 principles that I find are very useful in preparing for success and helping you with your life goals. Remember to tune back into this channel to catch the other 2 videos I will be sharing. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe for more content on personal finance and personal growth here on Squintillions.